morning, students. Welcome back to the social online classes. Okay, so we are in the lesson of GDP and its growth. So we came to the last part of this lesson. Last classes we learned about the economist view, how the economic development can be possible based on the economic growth. Okay, today we'll move to the next part. It's a development part based on the GDP and employment. So here, the development part, it's a step by step our economy, its growth. So how it happened and what are the steps taken by the economist or government. Okay, that only we are going to see today. First we'll see the policy of closed trade, which means in earlier days, after the independence, India mostly followed the policy of closed trade. Closed trade means they are not encouraging the foreign trade in India, which means we are not depending on foreign goods and foreign companies. Only they are giving importance to the domestic industries and factories, so that we can produce our native products for the domestic purpose. But this is not enough for the economic growth of the nation, because we are not much, it's like a well growing country like other, like US, like Russia, like that. Okay, we are still in the underdeveloping stages in the time of 1947, after 1947. So this was continued till 1990s. I already said after 1990, in 1991, the new economic trade policy was introduced by the government. So after that, everything will be changed. For example, they are giving more importance to the foreign companies to invest their investment in India, which means they are allowing the foreign traders to India. So this will help the growth of economy in India. Okay, so this is the foremost step taken by the government. Okay, next you see the 5-year plans. 1950, this was in after independence, the 5-year plan started in India. Actually, this 5-year plan, we borrowed the idea from Russia. Okay, in Russia this was called a 6-year plan. So we started this 5-year plans. 5-year plans, in the particular 5 year of time, we are giving more importance to only one category. For example, in the first 5-year plans based on the improvement of agriculture. Next 5-year plan based on the improvement of industries. Likewise, this 5-year plans help to grow the economic growth of our country, and this 5-year plans helped for the development of GDP also based on the development of the industries in India. Okay, and then you can see poverty. Last class we discussed what Amartya Sen says about the economic development. He looks the development means it's an overall development. It's not by any individual company or individual industry or something. Overall development needed. At the same time, normal citizens' life standard want to be improved. That's the words of Amartya Sen. The same thing here also applied here. Poverty want to be reduced in our country. Nearly 1/3 of the population below the poverty level. So how to reduce this poverty level? That also the government taken some lot of steps and introduced a lot of different type of schemes to avoid that and reforms to avoid that. Okay, and next you see per capita income. So the beginning of the class we saw about what is per capita income. So we have a formula also, the total income of the nation divided by total population. So that's the per capita income. So using the per capita income, easily we can identify the country's level. The country is developed country or not, or else developing country or else poor country. Likewise, we can identify using the per capita income. So you see, before the development part, which means 1990, the India's per capita income is very low. So just after this taken many steps, within 12 years of time, how many years? No, only 12 years of time, the per capita income of the country, it's become doubled. so normally the per capita income in earlier days, that is it's just 300 dollars now. After that you can see it become doubled as a 600, for example. So likewise, within 12 years of time, our per capita income is doubled because the new type of methods or a development path we followed. Okay, and life life expectancy. Normally at the time the life expectancy is below 60 years. After that it reached to 65 years. At the time you see 44% of the children below 5 years of age they got malnutrized. They didn't get the proper nutrition. Okay, so these everything want to be changed. How happened? How can be possible? These things are changed based on the development path. Yes, it can be changed because this everything introduced by the government. So the development path is in the right way. Automatically, the GDP is increased. If the GDP of the nation increased, our economy will grow automatically. If our economy will grow, the government introduced many schemes to reduce the poverty and as well as for the poor and needy people. Okay, students? Okay, next we'll come to the next part. The factors supporting India's development. Now we saw the development part here. So this is about Indian factories or industries or agriculture. How to improve and what are the factors supported for the developing. Okay, mainly working force. Okay, what called as working force? I think in lower classes you learned about it. Okay, below 15 years of age. Okay, normally 18 years of age. So they consider as a children's. After 18 years, he will become a citizen of India. But normally of this 18 to almost you take it as a 15 years. The particular age group called as a working force because they only have an ability to work and have a physical strength to work. Below 18 years now they consider as a children. After 50 to 60 years we can consider as a 60 till 60. But 60 years later they because they need some help from the others. Okay, so they are not come under the working force. Okay, normally you can see in the working force after freedom, after introducing the policy, 700 million people between the 35 years of age, 35 to 50. So almost next 20 years of time, 35 to 50, like a 30 years of age still persons also available, or 25 years persons also available. Almost 20 years of time, the working force continued to work. Can you understand? So automatically this 700 millions of working force will help to grow our economy. Okay, and next you see good language speakers. What called as language speakers? Language means now the worldwide communicative language now we use English. So in India we have a number of good language, that is English language speakers. So it will help for more opportunity for the foreign companies or something, and the foreign companies to invest in India, they look only for the good language speakers that are available in India. So it's possible for the development of a industry or else companies. And low wages, this is very important. You see, low wages now in India, we received the salary in all the level. Compared to other countries, India's wages is very low. Even one industry started here, foreign industry. Why the company started here? Now, main purpose to reduce the expenditures, especially wages. To reduce the wages, now almost they will compromise everything. So that they started the industry in India. What purpose? Now for giving low wages. So that low wages, getting low wages of salary, the more number of availability, working force. This working force, I said, the 700 millions of people. This working force, most of the people, it's in the low wages category, but they satisfied in India. Compared with the other countries, their wages is low here. That's the difference. Okay, and finally, you can see technology space. Now, this much of improvement. So, 1991 started the development path. 1991 to now 2020. So, what's the development? Plenty of development. You can see some places it's become like a hub, that is the center of development. We take it as example like Bangalore. What's Bangalore is a information technology center. The technologically lot of things are improved in Bangalore. Electronic goods are most famous and cheap in rate and very famous because that's centralized place for everything. Likewise, the technological wise, the plenty of things were changed in India. That's why this factors, especially this technological factor, helped the industries or else companies or else in all the way is supported for the development path. Okay, students. Okay. Next, you see the growth of GDP, economic policies. We have three type of policies, and this will help the economic growth of the nation. Automatically, the economy level of the country it increased because of these three policies introduced by the government. Okay. First, we'll see the agricultural policy. What is agricultural policy? The set of actions taken by the government to the improvement of domestic agriculture and to import the goods. So the two different type of things here. One is to improve the domestic agriculture. The same like the domestic agriculture, it produces the domestic goods here. That we should not use it for the domestic purpose, that must be used for the exporting purpose, not all the goods, some necessary goods. Especially, India is a high populated country. We needed domestic needs. We need plenty of domestic needs. Okay, in earlier days, before the independence, you see there is India. The India is like based on the agricultural nation. Everything is agricultural thing. Most of the people, the main occupation is agriculture. After the independence, the India, it made like the supplier of raw materials to British. Okay, what is the supplying? Even agricultural things supply, not of food crops, like cash crops they supply. So, Indian, the term of agriculture is changed, like food crops to cash crops, likewise it's changed. So, okay, even now, you see there is a food crops also growing, at the same time, cash crops also growing in many places. So, the cash crops mostly we used for importing purpose. Okay, like a fiber crops or any type of cash crops. What we produce now, most important purpose is export the goods. Especially we need to earn the foreign exchanges. Mainly we need to export a lot of goods. So that's why they encouraged the domestic agriculture and improved the exporting goods from India. So that's why the plenty of agricultural goods nowadays they exported to the other countries. Next, you see industrial policy or industrial sector policy. Industrial sector policy, it given the benefit to the agricultural sector also. How? Because the improvement of agriculture, last topic we saw, like technological wise, if any sector is improved, automatically economy of the country is improved. Okay, example Bangalore we saw. Likewise, in industry wise also, the new technologies is improved, new technologies introduced, automatically the industry's economy it's grown, it's soon. Okay, so now if the policy added in the industries, new technology or else new type of reforms in the industrial sector, if they added now, automatically the protection is increased automatically. If the production is increased now, we require raw material. So raw material also huge in manner we need. So agricultural based raw material, that is for the agricultural industries. Okay, so agricultural sector industries, they required more number of agricultural product as their raw materials. Okay, so that automatically industries improved, at the same time agriculture also improved because of the requirement of agricultural products. Okay, next you see new economic policy. I already said after 1990, this new economic policy was coming to progress, especially the new type of reforms introduced, the economic reform introduced in 1990s and 1991. These policies, they helped for the improvement of our nation based on the three category LPG, that is liberalization, and B is a privatization, and G is a globalization. Okay, liberalization, it helped all the countries, all the factories and industries, liberally they started, they opened the branches in somewhere. Okay, without much of regulations. Okay, and second thing you see, privatization, they encouraged the private sector in the industrial category, because in earlier days, before this policy, you can see the government is given more importance to only the public sector. Private sector, it given importance, but lots of rules and regulations. But after this policy, the privates encouraged to open trade within India, even foreigners also encouraged to deal within India. Okay, and third, globalization, this is very important. The worldwide, the India's, they opened the trade to all the countries. Any country can contact with India, they can trade within India. And India also can contact, or else Indian branches to start in anywhere of the world. This is called as globalization. So this three parts, LPG, this will help the Indian economy, industry, especially the industrial sector, to grow in a very high manner. Because of that, the Indian economy, they grew a lot. Automatically, GDP of India, it increased. Okay, you will see that the GDP growth of India. You see, 1970s and 80s, 1990s and 2000. So this is the two categories. We can see the gradual increasing of the GDP rate, especially 90s, 70s and 80s. Now, that time there is no modernization of economy. Normally, after independence, they followed the same thing till 1990. So till that, you can see the India's GDP rate is 4.4%. 1990 to 2000, almost you can see 80 to 2000, like nearly 20 years of time. How much percentage is increased? Not just 1%. 4.4 to 5.4, that's it. Only 1%. So that is the time only 1919. So in 1919, this is a very remarkable year. We introduced the new economic policies. So immediately we cannot require any results. The results may be positive way, but that's not in higher progress. But that showed in 2018 and 2019. You can see it increased 7.3, nearly 5 to 7, like a 2% is increased. And 1990 to 2020, that increased 7.5%. So this shows clearly the improvement of economic sector. Automatically it's developed because of the new policies introduced in India. Okay, so further we can see automatically the increasing of GDP in our country. Okay, so this is the topic, and I think you all understood the GDP of India and how it's grown. So that's a beginning, just an introduction. Okay, in future you may learn a lot about GDP. Okay, students. So thank you. We will meet next class with the new topic and new unit. Thank you.